Hey everybody, Travis Wilson here, Director of Economic Development for the City of Florissant. It's Friday in the Valley of Flowers, and you know what that means.
It's time to grow and flow.
You are absolutely right. I'm here today with Dave Otto, who is the owner of Handyman Hardware right here on Highway 67 in Florissant. Dave, tell us all about your business.
Mom and Dad came to Florissant from Pine Lawn in 1967 and decided to open up a store in Florissant. Just when Wedgwood subdivision and the other subdivisions were being built, and decided this was going to be a growing area and that this was the place to build a building. And my brother and I were both here the day they dug the first hole in the ground. Mom actually wanted the store named Wedgwood Hardware, but Dad wanted Handyman, so Handyman it was. That was 54 years ago now. And of course, many enlargements, many improvements here. There's been a lot of growth. Obviously, 37 years ago, we added the store down on Washington, at Washington and Lindbergh, what was originally the airport lumber. So it's been quite an experience and quite a number of years.
So now, Dave, you guys have been a part of this community for more than 50 years now, haven't you?
Yes, we have, 54 to be exact. And one of the things that I think of whenever I think of the history of this store and Mom and Dad coming out to Florissant was the community involvement and what the community meant to them and how much Dad wanted to give back to the community and be part of the community. So the involvement, his personal involvement with Rotary Club and Chamber of Commerce and also with local schools and churches and other organizations such as the VFW and the American Legion. It's just always been a part of what we've been about being here in Florissant. And it really was, I think it was as special for Mom and Dad being a part of the community in that way as it was having a successful business here in Florissant. And I really say that from my heart.
Well, I believe it, because that's something that when we do these interviews with other business owners, they say similar things. Florissant is that type of a community. There's a lot of civic pride here. And a lot of people really value having Handyman in the community. It's a place to go and pick up what you need for a home improvement project or for a variety of reasons.
Well, thank you. And yes, we've always tried from the very beginning to have the things that people need, special things that are specially made, or the parts for homes in this area, whether it be faucet parts, lock parts, etc. So that's always been a mainstay of our business. But really what comes to the forefront is the service level, and Dad was always about service and having knowledgeable people on the floor to help the customers with what they needed and help their projects. And it was really part of what really made us successful from the very beginning, because this area has always had so many DIY people, so many do-it-yourselfers that wanted to come into the store, get the parts they needed, go back home, do that project. And sure, as we all experience in plumbing, it might be 2 or 3 or 4 trips, but that's what we were all about, was being able to help them through that process. And as much as I get involved in a lot of paperwork and other things, sometimes my greatest satisfaction can be going out to the sales floor and helping customer find just that small item and how it takes care of a problem or a need that they have.
Absolutely, and it's definitely multiple trips at my house, any project I ever do.
It happens, doesn't it?
It does. And so clearly with that history that you described there, I'm sure that you guys have been involved in a lot of different civic projects and giving back to the community over the years. Tell us a little bit about that.
One of my primary involvements has been in Chamber of Commerce over the years. I also was involved in Valley of Flowers and chairman for a number of years. And I'm not one that, I don't have time to be a part of a lot of organizations, but when I do it, I put all my time and effort into whatever I'm a part of. And as I was saying, Chamber of Commerce. And for the last 20 years, the primary thing has been Christian Hospital. I've been on the board, past just as the first of the year, past foundation board chairman, and it's kind of been my passion for that length of time. And it's a great asset to the community. I get to learn a lot about the medical field and the hospital business, but it's something that I feel that I'm giving back to the community and helping people by doing that.
Very cool.
So in a way, just follow Dad's lead.
And it's not just about you, it's also about this great team of people you have that work with you.
Well, yes, it begins with, I have one brother, Glenn, and him and I have both been in the business for years. So it's the two of us, and also the employees that we have. So many wonderful employees, very knowledgeable employees that we've had for so many years, both here and at the Washington store. And that's really the core of our business. That's who the customers see when they come in the door for the most part, and somebody that can answer their questions and be courteous to them and help them complete that project.
So Dave, you've got a very diverse store here, a lot of different departments. Why don't you walk us through the different things you carry here in your store?
Well, there's the basics. The basics have been here since it was a 6,000 square foot store in 1967 with plumbing and hardware and paint. Even had toys and housewares back then, as a matter of fact. So I can remember the toy aisle. So it was it was very diverse. Well, some things have gone by the wayside, but the number of changes, the number of additions over the years have been plentiful. From the lawn and garden, especially the growth in lawn and garden, the live plants, the spring and summer plants, the patio furniture, the pottery, where we are now with this, the great addition, this atrium that's been put on a number of years, added a number of years ago, has allowed us to do that. Over 15 years ago, we added the rental department. So it's really, along with, obviously, the lumber and building materials down at the Washington store down the street. So it's made us very diverse. And besides that, the number of products we sell that we install. So we install quite a few. We've also doing bath and kitchen remodeling. So it's been, it's enough to keep us busy, but it's also helped us fill the needs of what the people in this community need. And that's really what we're striving. It's one of our goals to have products that people need. Just had some additions back in bath hardware just 2 weeks ago. Some numerous new items and a new aisle back there. So there's always potential for growth and having, let's call it a one-stop shop, where you can get a lot of your basic needs that you need for around the house.
Very good. And so, real quick, let's talk about, what is your physical address?
2635 North Highway 67.
And that's the one here on 67, and what's the Washington one?
500 West Washington, at the corner of Washington and North Highway 67, right next to Deerberg's.
Very cool. And what is a good phone number to reach you guys here at the store?
For this store, the old Temple number, 831-0220, and at the Washington store, 837-1360.
And do you have a website?
www.handymantruevalue.com.
Very cool. Well, Dave, excellent job today. Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Travis, thank you very much. It's been great being with you and your staff, and thank you for everything that you do to promote the city of Florissant through your channel.
Well, thank you, Dave. Really appreciate it. For Dave Otto, I'm Travis Wilson. This has been Grow and Flow. Thank you for watching.